Ever feel like managing your finances is a constant uphill battle? You're not alone. Most of us find ourselves in this struggle, juggling bills, unexpected expenses, and the ever-looming specter of debt. It's like a game of financial tug-of-war where it seems like the rope is always slipping through our fingers. The truth is, money is more than just currency. It's the tool that enables us to live the life we want. It's our ticket to freedom, our means to make choices, and our security for the future. But without control over it, we're left feeling powerless, as though we're just passengers in our own lives. We're constantly trying to keep up, to stay afloat, but it feels like we're running on a treadmill that's always speeding up. It's exhausting, it's stressful, and it's downright discouraging. But what if there was a simple solution to all these problems? The secret to financial stability is budgeting. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a powerful truth that can change your life. Budgeting, the practice of creating a plan to spend your money, is the steering wheel that directs your financial journey. Imagine being on a road trip without a map or GPS. You'd likely get lost, take wrong turns, and waste time and fuel. Similarly, without budgeting, we often lose track of our spending, make unwise financial decisions, and waste resources that could be better invested or saved. Budgeting is a tool for understanding and managing your finances. It's about knowing where your money is going and deciding where it should go instead. It's about being intentional with your spending rather than leaving it to chance. But budgeting isn't just about restriction and cutting back. It's also about freedom. A well-planned budget can free you from the stress of living paycheck to paycheck, from the fear of unexpected expenses, and from the burden of debt. Think about it. When you know exactly how much you're spending and on what, you're less likely to make impulse purchases. You're more likely to save, and you'll have the peace of mind knowing you're living within your means. That's financial freedom. Budgeting can also be a powerful tool for future planning. Whether you're saving for a vacation, a new car, or retirement, a budget can help you reach your goals faster. By setting aside a certain amount each month, you're taking concrete steps toward your dreams. Moreover, budgeting helps you build a safety net for unexpected expenses. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down, medical emergencies happen, and home repairs can pop up when least expected. A budget helps you set aside funds for these unforeseen events, giving you a financial cushion to fall back on. In essence, budgeting is not just about controlling your money, but about letting your money empower you. It's about making your money work for you, not the other way around. So how do you create a budget that works? The first step in budgeting is understanding your income. This might sound simple, but it's not just about how much you bring home from your 9-to-5 job. Income encompasses all the money you receive on a regular basis. Maybe you do freelance work on the side, or you've got a hobby that brings in a little extra cash. Perhaps you have investments that generate dividends, or a rental property that provides steady income. All of these are sources of income and should be included in your calculations. To calculate your monthly income, add up your earnings from all sources for each month. It's crucial to be thorough and accurate. The more complete your income picture, the more effective your budget will be. Remember, budgeting isn't about restricting your spending, but about understanding where your money goes and making informed decisions. Once you have a clear understanding of your income, it's time to look at your expenses. The next step is identifying your expenses. Now let's delve into the world of expenses. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's not just about the bills you pay each month, but also about those small purchases you make without even thinking. Yes, that includes your morning latte or that spontaneous online shopping spree. Expenses fall into two main categories: fixed and variable. Fixed expenses are those that stay the same every month. Think rent or mortgage, car payments, and insurance premiums. These are the non-negotiables, the ones that you must pay no matter what. Then we have the variable expenses. These are the costs that fluctuate from month to month. Think groceries, gas, dining out, and entertainment. These are the expenses that you have some control over. You can choose to cut back on these if you need to tighten your budget. To keep track of all these expenses, you need to become a diligent record keeper. Whether it's a simple notebook, a spreadsheet, or a budgeting app, find a system that works for you and stick to it. Keep a record of every penny you spend. It might seem tedious at first, but it's absolutely essential. Now comes the hard part: being brutally honest about your spending habits. It's easy to underestimate how much we spend, especially on those little luxuries. But those small amounts can add up quickly, and before you know it, you're overspending without even realizing it. So, take a hard look at your spending. Are there areas where you can cut back? Maybe you're spending more than you thought on dining out, or your online shopping habits are getting out of hand. By identifying these areas, you can make adjustments to bring your spending in line with your income. Remember, the goal here is not to deprive yourself, but to create a balanced budget that allows you to live comfortably while also saving for the future. It's about making conscious decisions about how you spend your money. With a clear picture of your income and expenses, you can now create your budget. Now, you are ready to create your budget. Creating a budget is like crafting a roadmap. It's about determining where you're going and figuring out the best route to get there. The first step in this journey is allocating your income to different categories of expenses. This allocation should reflect your priorities and lifestyle. You might have categories like housing, food, transportation, health, entertainment, and savings. To start, you might want to follow the 50-30-20 rule. This rule suggests that 50% of your income should go towards needs, 30% towards wants, and the remaining 20% towards savings and debt repayment. Let's take a moment to talk about the idea of paying yourself first. This phrase is a friendly reminder that your savings should not be an afterthought. Rather, it should be a key category in your budget. This could mean setting aside a portion of your income for an emergency fund, retirement savings, or a down payment for a house. Think of it as building a safety net for your future self. Speaking of the future, it's also important to remember that your budget should not be set in stone. Life is unpredictable, and your financial situation can change. Your budget should be flexible enough to accommodate these changes. Maybe your income increases or an unexpected expense comes up. Adjustments will be needed, and that's okay. A budget is not meant to restrict you. It's a tool to help you make informed decisions about your money. It's about understanding where your money is going and making sure it's working for you, not against you. So take some time to sit down and chart out your budget. Decide where your money will go before you even receive it. This proactive approach will help you avoid overspending and keep your financial goals on track. With your budget in place, the final step is sticking to it. Remember, a budget only works if you commit to it. So let's move on to the next step: following your budget. The last step, and often the most challenging, is sticking to your budget. This is because it's not just about numbers and calculations, it's about behavior and discipline. But don't worry, we've got some tips to help you stay on track. First, treat your budget as a living document. It will change and evolve with your life. That's why it's essential to review and adjust your budget regularly. Maybe you've gotten a raise at work, or perhaps your rent has increased. These changes need to be reflected in your budget. Secondly, make use of budgeting tools and apps. These can help you track your spending and savings, giving you a clearer picture of where your money is going. Some of these tools even categorize your spending, so you can see how much you're spending on groceries, entertainment, and other categories. This can be a wake-up call for some, and a great way to identify areas where you can cut back. Thirdly, set financial goals. Whether it's saving for a vacation, paying off debt, or building an emergency fund, having a goal can motivate you to stick to your budget. It's easier to avoid that impulse buy when you have a clear vision of what you're saving for. Fourth, be realistic. Don't create a budget so tight that it's impossible to stick to. It's okay to allocate some money for fun and entertainment. The key is to balance your wants and needs. Lastly, practice patience. Changing financial habits doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and consistency. So don't beat yourself up if you have a month where you go over budget. Instead, use it as a learning experience and adjust accordingly. Remember, budgeting isn't about restricting yourself. It's about understanding and controlling your finances. By sticking to your budget, you're taking control of your financial future and paving the way for a life of financial freedom. So, to recap, we've journeyed through the importance of budgeting and why it is crucial for everyone, whether you're a financial novice or a seasoned pro. We've understood that knowing your income is the first step towards effective budgeting. It's essential to be aware of your cash inflow, whether it's from your salary, investments, or any other sources. Next, we identified expenses, both big and small. Remember, every penny counts. We then moved on to creating a budget. This isn't just about listing down numbers, it's about setting feasible goals and being realistic about your spending habits. Finally, the most challenging part, sticking to your budget. It can be daunting, but with discipline and determination, it's achievable. And remember, it's okay to adjust your budget as your financial situation evolves. With these steps, you can take control of your finances and start your journey towards financial freedom.